Steve Okers,
Susan Pasteur,
Julie Bacon,
and this is What's in Your Cup. So I don't want to spill on myself. I'm getting all nervous. So hey, we're here today again talking about networking. And the subject today is just sort of the anxiety or the process of getting started, right? So what stops you from the idea of going to a networking event or networking with coworkers? So I can just say anxiety for me is big, right? Like in the idea of I can be on camera, which everybody's like, how is that possible? But this environment feels safe to me, not for others. But going into a crowd of 30 or 50 people and I'm showing up alone is very like, I don't like it. I still don't like it. Yeah. It's becoming more natural because I know people there, but it's hard at first, right?
Yes.
Like you guys have had the same thing, or is that just like me?
No, I mean, we all have that. The best thing I think to remember, what I've learned over a lot of years, a lot of networking events, is that everybody else in the room feels the exact same way.
So true.
Walk into a room, and it's okay to find somebody that you know, but also look for those people that are looking for a conversation. You're doing them a favor. So you feel awkward, turn it away from yourself. Ask them interesting questions about themselves, and it turns into more of a listening experience than a networking experience. The more people we talk to, the more interesting we become, and yeah,
I think that's huge. I'm
work.
sorry to interrupt
Yes, no.
you, but I remember when I first started doing this, what people would tell me to do is come up with your 30-second elevator speech.
Elevator pitch. It's so stupid.
Oh
I
my
hate the
gosh,
elevator
you
pitch.
concentrate on
It's
this
like,
elevator
why are
pitch.
you trying to sell me crap right now,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
connect with me as a human being.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Make a friend. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're all there. That's how this happens.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, it's,
Right.
Yeah.
So the elevator pitch. Oh my goodness. Please don't. Right.
No.
Like, please
Oh my
don't.
God.
If you come with an elevator pitch, I'm looking for the next opportunity to have another conversation. Right. It's like
Yes.
so hard to get past that unhuman-like contact. Right. Like networking is to human, like as we know, belly to belly, toe to toe. Right. It's don't come belly to belly, toe to toe in front of me and then try to pitch me on something. You don't have 30 seconds. You could have minutes of my time.
There's a
Right?
possibility you can go through an entire conversation and not actually get to what it is you do for a profession. Now, hopefully you
Absolutely.
do circle back into that, but it's about making an authentic friend and genuine,
Yep.
because then when you follow up with them, you can say, we had such a nice conversation. It was great to talk with you. I wanted to share with you what it is I do. Don't go into it as selling, and it will become much more natural.
But we don't refer 30-second pitches, right? We refer friends and contacts, right? So when
Yes.
someone says on Facebook, hey, I'm looking for a lender, or hey, I'm looking for a title rep or a appraiser or whatever, it's who you have a personal connection with, not whose best 30-second pitch was, right?
Can I tell my story?
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna make, okay. So 2
Yeah.
years ago, Steve had these cocktail events. It was down at Tavern on the Square. I wound up talking with a lady who had no ability to refer me business whatsoever. But she was a business coach. I was able to refer her to a company who brought her into 3 of their brokerages. 2 other brokerages brought her in soon after, and she created additional clients. I didn't think anything of it. I was glad I could help as a third party.
Right.
9 months later, she called me and said, hey, Susan, I need to sell my house, and I told my agent I want to work with you, which was great. I made a connection with that agent. 6 months later, she called me again and said, we don't like condo life, and we're selling that condo and buying another.
Who doesn't like condo
I
life?
wound up in 3 transactions, but we didn't go into that conversation
Right.
with anything other than just
Building a
camaraderie.
relationship,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Julie,
think
what are
that's
some of
what
the tips
is-
that you have, like, to just get over that quick anxiety, right? Like, you're walking into the room. How do you get over that like initial blast, right? So we talked a little bit about like the beginning of your career.
Oh, God, the beginning
right?
of my career, I was, take a sip. Beginning of my career, I was, wasn't the beginning, but when I really started networking, it was late 20s, early 30s, and I was trying to be like my peers who were
Right.
40, 50-year-old male bankers. And I would go in there and really I'd try to dress like them as much as I could and be like them. And that did not work. But as soon as I figured out that, whoa, people like me for me, and I became more me, then A, it started becoming a lot more fun, and
Right.
B, I started making great relationships.
Right.
So.
I had the same experience. I think I was the most uptight 23-year-old person you've ever seen. So yes, be authentic, be yourself,
Yeah.
and network with people who have like-mindedness and professionalism. And
Sorry,
no,
No.
I'm
Okay.
an interrupter too, it's bad. I just learned a new word from Sue, and it's super connector. Look for a super connector in the room. We all know them, and find that person and get to them, and they'll start introducing you.
Yeah. So I think we'll try to wrap this up, but the also idea that we talked a little bit about is to get over that anxiety, make sure that you start with environments that you feel comfortable in,
Yeah.
right? Don't be an unauthentic person. Be who you are, right? So go to events that you know you have an opportunity to be authentic, not to be, like in our business, it's always how do you go for the luxury house, or how do you go to the next level, right? And so it's good to push yourself into environments that you're not comfortable with, and that's how you grow. But ultimately, as you begin this process, don't feel like you need to go to something completely different than who you are. I grew up with sisters, so WCR was natural to me. I love Mary Poppins, right? Like, I'm fine with it, right? Like, but for other people, WCR isn't natural. So don't go into an environment just because someone says that's where you have to go. Go to the environments. There's networking for every kind of different business out there. So go to the places you feel comfortable with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys are interested in networking and going to events, I'm sure one of the three of us would love to take you along. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you're looking for a partner to go, or if you're going to an event, you see our names attached to it, or going as well. Don't hesitate to say, I'm going. Would you be willing to buddy up with me?
Yes.
We'll take you around. So I'm Steve Okers,
Susan Pastor.
Julie Bacon?
and that's anxiety, networking, getting over it, and this is what's in your cup.
Cheers.
Cheers.